at noon, hundreds of flights are canceled on Christmas Eve. How airlines say the latest COVID surge is affecting them today. And a shooting inside a mall just 2 days before Christmas. We'll have the latest from Chicago. That's all coming up at noon. Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us. I'm Brad Hamilton. Mark is off today. Hope you're having a very Merry Christmas Eve. Now let's head over to the Weather Center and meteorologist Julian Seawright, who's got your certified most accurate forecast.
Well, we are seeing fog as it is looking outside of our sky cam here at WISC-TV. We are looking at just nothing but straight fog as of right now. And our conditions, however, we are still holding on to mild temperatures. 44 degrees as of right now, cloudy, but it is for sure foggy. As we take a look at our temperatures in southern Wisconsin, we're all into the middle 40s, so it's not feeling too bad, even though it is on the breezier side. But visibility is very, very low. As we can see, 1.5 miles, 2.5 miles. It's really, really foggy out there. So if you're going to be traveling this morning, or it's actually we're in the afternoon. So if you're going to be traveling throughout the rest of the day, just make sure that you're using your low beams and taking it slow, because vision is very obscured throughout the rest of our afternoon. Now, in terms of activity, it's all into the north, but us here, we are staying on the dry side, holding on to cloud cover, even though a couple of misty drizzles were felt earlier today. But planning out the rest of today, just know that fog is going to be very dense, and we are looking for more showers to come into the afternoon as well. We'll take a look at what else to expect coming up in a few moments. Until then, back to you, Brad.
Thanks, Julian. It's another busy travel day as people try to get their destinations by Christmas. Here's a live look at the roads. Not much action at all on I-39/90 at I-94. The state's traffic website also shows no major incidents or closures right now throughout south central Wisconsin. And if you're hitting the roads tonight, make sure you've got our First Warn Forecast weather app. It has the hourly forecast, road conditions, and the latest radar. Just search WISC weather in the App Store. And I-94 is back open in western Wisconsin today, but we're still working to learn more about yesterday's massive pileup that shut down a stretch of interstate yesterday for about 14 hours. You can see on this incredible drone video, icy road conditions caused multiple crashes involving more than 40 vehicles. More than a dozen people were hurt, but luckily no one was killed yesterday. Well, the latest COVID surge is having a major impact on the holiday travel. Several airlines are canceling hundreds of flights tonight because of COVID-related staffing shortages. This disruption comes as the Omicron variant continues to spread. CBS News' Michael George has more.
Travelers are packing airports across the country trying to get to their destinations in time for the holiday, even as new COVID cases, driven by the Omicron variant, continue to skyrocket.
I'm very scared to be flying, to be honest. I'm glad to see everyone looks pretty masked up.
The surge forced United to cancel more than 150 Christmas Eve flights because of staffing shortages. Delta and others have also canceled flights.
You know, for my siblings and my parents, I think they're a little bit stressed out right now trying to figure it out.
In a statement, the head of United apologized for the disruption and said the airline is working hard to rebook as many passengers as possible. Concerned about labor shortages, Delta's CEO asked the CDC earlier this week to reduce the recommended quarantine time from 10 days to 5 days for employees who are vaccinated. The agency has revised guidelines for healthcare workers to reduce staff shortages. Infected workers who are asymptomatic can now return after 7 days with a negative test, and those who are boosted do not need to quarantine following a high-risk exposure.
We're overly exhausted, and it's starting to look like last year.
Hospitalizations are rising at St. Mary Medical Center in California. COVID patient Antoinette Kelly regrets not getting vaccinated.
I can't believe that I didn't get the shot, and I will be getting one. I don't want to do this again.
According to a projection from University of Washington researchers, nearly 3 million Americans could be infected each day by the end of January. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
The White House says it will also lift temporary travel restrictions on South African countries on New Year's Eve. Officials say that's because of what we know about the Omicron variant. And COVID numbers here in Wisconsin are trending the wrong way. For the first time since last winter, the statewide activity level of COVID is at critically high. The 7-day average of new cases is more than 3,500. The percent positive average is at nearly 13%, while an average of 29 people have died over the past week. There's also a lot of COVID right now in the Dane County jails. A surge in cases there isn't as bad as last November, but it's still enough to be concerning. About 10% of the 552 residents at the jail have COVID right now. Administrators tell us that reflects on what's going on outside the jail right now, but it's magnified inside. Officials say when someone does test positive, their solution is to put them into isolation.
Daily receive temp checks from the nursing staff. They are provided additional hydration like Gatorade and other than just the water that's typically available to them. And the medical staff keeps a closer eye on them in medical isolation.
Officials say they're also ramping up testing, monitor for symptoms, and they encourage inmates to do the same. They also say while they are contact tracing, the jail only has space to isolate someone once they've tested positive 6 days following potential exposure. We also spoke with a woman who says her son is in the jail battling COVID right now. You can find that full story on our website, channel3000.com. Moving to sports, the Wisconsin football team, well, they're headed to Vegas. The Badgers are departing this afternoon from Camp Randall. The Las Vegas Bowl is set for next Thursday as the Badgers will take on Arizona State. Wisconsin AD Chris McIntosh won't be there with the team. He said last night that he tested positive for COVID-19. Meanwhile, a second team is pulling out of bowl season. The Hawaii Bowl is canceled after Hawaii said it had too many COVID cases inside their program. The Rainbow Warriors were set to host Memphis in tonight's game. Earlier this week, Texas A&M bowed out of the Gator Bowl due to COVID issues and injuries. But Rutgers is going to take their spot against Wake Forest in next week's game. Hundreds of people were trapped inside a mall near Chicago last night as police investigated a shooting. This happened in the Chicago suburb of Oak Brook. Hundreds of officers responded after 4 people were shot. In total, 5 people were hurt. One person was taken into custody. Another person of interest was hurt. They were taken to a nearby hospital.
The police department has been taking this very seriously to make sure that the mall and our community is kept safe. This is just a very unfortunate incident that is completely out of character for our area. We would never have anything like this occur, and it's very unfortunate, and we're going to do everything we can to ensure that nothing like this happens again.
Here's some good news. All of the gunshot victims are expected to be okay. Kim Potter will remain in custody until she's sentenced on February 18th. The ex-Minnesota police officer was convicted yesterday of manslaughter in the death of Dante Wright. The 26-year police veteran testified she mistook her gun for a taser when she shot and killed Wright during a traffic stop back in April. The most serious charge Potter faces carries a maximum of 15 years in prison. New at noon, the holidays are a time to celebrate, and one new mom in Pennsylvania has more reasons than one to celebrate this year. CBS News' Bradley Blackburn has her incredible story of survival and hope.
Twins Mac and Millie are just 4 months old, but one day their mom will have a story to tell them.
I'll tell them, like, we can do really hard things, and so sometimes we just have to push through.
Circles and stripes.
Katie Robb Sewell always wanted to be a mother, but in 2014, when she was just 27, she got a diagnosis she never expected: aggressive stage 3 breast cancer.
It was a very scary time. The treatment was going to be very aggressive.
Right from the start, her doctors at the Cleveland Clinic focused on her whole health, including preserving her fertility. Dr. Hallie Moore is Katie's oncologist.
Chemotherapy drugs can injure the ovaries and cause premature menopause. For our younger patients, we always want to determine whether future fertility is a potential consideration.
Katie had a double mastectomy, and she and her husband Craig decided to freeze embryos before chemo.
Doing the fertility treatments was a really bright spot in a really dark time. It gave us a lot of hope.
Doctors also used a drug to protect her ovaries during treatment. Katie stayed on hormone therapy for 5 years and in 2020 got the go-ahead to try to conceive. After multiple attempts at IVF, the couple welcomed Mac and Millie.
The embryos didn't work out, and so that was definitely difficult. I feel really grateful to my oncologist for really insisting that we not just rely on one form of fertility preservation.
What has it meant to you after all of this to become a mother?
Oh, it's just a dream come true. the fact that I get to live is number one, and we got to make this dream come true is just a blessing on top of that.
Grateful for family and the future this Christmas. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
Katie is now back on hormone treatment. After the break, we'll have a check-in on Santa as he works to deliver billions of gifts, and Trump's ex-attorney is being sued for false election claims. The latest details coming up.
Guys, do you suffer from erectile dysfunction? Now there's great news. Peak Performance for Men will help you regain your performance and confidence naturally. Peak Performance for Men uses an advanced form of acoustic wave therapy, clinically shown to open up and regrow blood vessels, restoring normal and natural functionability where it counts most. There are no needles, no surgery, and best of all, no pain. Call now and receive an ultrasound, your initial consultation, all for free, and over $300 value. Call Peak Performance for Men today.
Water is one of nature's most beautiful and life-sustaining resources. At no fault of their own, many Wisconsin utility customers are facing a shutoff to their water service. This leaves them without the one life-giving resource we all take for granted. And those hardest hit are on fixed incomes, juggling multiple temporary jobs, or those who lost full-time jobs in sectors hardest hit by the pandemic. If someone you care about needs a hand up, your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your water, heat, and power on. If you are in danger of losing your water service, call 833-H2O-WISC, 833-426-9472. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Hey guys.
Hey Dad.
You ready?
This holiday, US Cellular is doing a little something extra to keep everyone connected. Right now, choose any phone from any brand at any of our stores for free. Plus, save big with unlimited data for our best price of the season, just $30 a month. Now that's a deal to cheer about. Feel the locally grown joy from US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless.
What does it mean to fight for what's right? To us, it means helping accident victims get their lives back to normal again. Habish, and Rotier, we fight for what's right.
Happy holidays from our Dwellings family to yours. Happy holidays!
You're watching News 3 Now at noon. Winner of the National Edward R. Murrow Award for Overall Excellence in Television.
The markets are closed today on Christmas Eve because Christmas Day falls on a Saturday. Investors will be closely watching data on the latest coronavirus wave to see whether it'll affect the so-called end-of-year Santa Claus rally. According to data from CFRA Research, during the majority of years since 1945, U.S. stocks have risen during the last 5 trading days of December and the first 2 days of January. Demand for oil resumed in 2021 after a down year when millions worldwide stayed home due to the pandemic. And now there's speculation 2022 could be among the best years ever for those in the oil industry. The International Energy Agency predicts crude consumption could reach nearly 100 million barrels a day, which would put it on track to exceed a record set in 2019. Unless supply increases more than expected, that may mean a continued uptick in prices at the pump in the new year. And the travel industry is also seeing dramatically better numbers this holiday season compared to last year, despite another coronavirus surge. AAA predicts more than 109 million people will travel at least 50 miles between December 23rd and January 2nd. That's a nearly 34% increase from 2020 overall, though airlines are expected to see a 184% increase from last year. More than 100 million Americans are planning to drive, 6 million say they're traveling by air, and an additional 3 million people are expected to book on buses, trains, and cruises. That's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Bradley Blackburn.
Next at noon, 2 Georgia election workers are suing Rudy Giuliani and a right-wing TV network. They claim former President Trump's ex-lawyer destroyed their reputation and prompted Trump supporters to harass them in the wake of last year's presidential election. According to the complaint, Giuliani suggested the women had illegally counted ballots. Georgia held 3 recounts after the election, and all of them showed President Biden beat Trump. State Senator Lena Taylor is suspending her campaign for lieutenant governor. In a statement, the Milwaukee area Democrat says she can have more of a direct impact on the concerns of her constituents as a legislator. 2 other Democrats remain in the race. A primary election is set for early August. NASA is getting ready to launch its most powerful telescope ever into space. And the man behind it is a UW-Madison graduate. Dr. Ken Sembach, of the Director of Space Telescope Science Institute in Baltimore. He spent 4 years as a graduate student at UW. Sembach earned his PhD in 1992. He's going to oversee the launch of the James Webb Space Telescope tomorrow morning. Liftoff is set for 6:20 a.m. Central Time. The $10 billion telescope will be able to look at galaxies billions of light years away. It also will look at infrared wavelengths that are beyond the grasp of the Hubble telescope.
We will hopefully be able to see those first galaxies for the very first time. And of course, galaxies are the homes of stars, and stars are the homes of planets, and planets, of course, are the homes of life.
The telescope will spend about 6 months setting itself up in space before it begins collecting data and sending back pictures. Okay, this one's important, folks. Santa is on the move, and you can keep tabs on him as he makes his rounds. Here's a live look at the military's online NORAD tracker. It tracks Santa and his 8 reindeer as they drop off gifts around the world over the next day. The tracker dates back to 1955. A Pentagon spokesman says this week Santa will be kept safe as a COVID precaution. He's also going to be masking up. And stay with us. Julian will have another check of your first warn forecast right after the break.
The After Christmas 48-hour sale is this Sunday and Monday at Ashley Home Store. Save up to 54% off on doorbusters and special buys, all with no interest financing. Plus, we have millions of dollars worth of products in stock and ready for delivery. Only at Ashley Home Store.
How to change the way you pizza. Step 1, grab a delicious Papa Murphy's pizza. Step 2, bake. Step 3, chow down on the deliciousness. Right now, get the chicken garlic pizza for just $12. Papa Murphy's.
When the hands that do the fixing need fixing. When the hands that do the caring need caring. That's a job for O'Keeffe's Working Hands. It's America's #1 selling hand cream and guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked hands. Also available in O'Keeffe's for healthy feet.
It's the final days of the Ford Get Holiday Ready sales event. Your last chance to get the best deals of the year on Ford F-Series, America's #1 selling trucks for 44 years straight. Only a few more days to save on our full lineup of Ford SUVs. Hurry in. It's the final days of the Ford Get Holiday Ready sales event. Now choose FlexBuy on a 2021 Ford F-150 and get 0% financing for 66 months plus $500 cash back.
You know what I'm going to miss most about space?
What's that?
How easy it is to keep up my saving habit. There's nothing to buy up here.
We're making it easier to save on Earth, too. When you open a savings builder account at BMO Harris, you can get a cash reward for every month you save.
Anything to help launch my savings?
Sure. When you open a checking account, we'll give you $200 to kickstart your savings progress.
$200 and a monthly savings reward.
It's a way to save that won't weigh you down. It's a little space humor.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
The After Christmas 48-hour sale is this Sunday and Monday at Ashley Home Store. Save up to 54% off on doorbusters and special buys, all with no interest financing. Plus, we have millions of dollars worth of products in stock and ready for delivery. Only at Ashley Home Store.
Cold winds, ice, snowy, slippery conditions. Be prepared for winter weather. Trust the News 3 Now First Warn Weather Team to give you clear, timely, and accurate info. So when severe winter weather is coming, you'll have plenty of time to plan your life. keeping you safe and ahead of the storms. Your certified most accurate team. First Warn Weather. Only on News 3 Now. The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
And taking a look outside, boy, oh boy, is it a foggy one for our Christmas Eve. As we get things rolling, we are going to be seeing our current conditions not too bad, even though it is on the breezier side. Seeing those southerly winds at 13 miles per hour, 44 degrees as of right now. It is not only foggy though, folks, it is quite cloudy, quite the dreary Christmas Eve for us, but at least we have the Christmas lights to brighten things up for us. As we look at temperatures in southern Wisconsin, into those middle 40s with 48 degrees in Boscobel, 46 in Janesville with 45 degrees in Watertown. Not too bad as we're getting things rolling for us, but as we take a look at visibility, that's the one thing that is quite the concern as of right now. We're looking at 1.5 miles for Monroe and Madison and 2.5 miles of visibility in Platteville. So if you're going to be traveling this afternoon, make sure that you're taking it slow and once again using your low beams because visibility is very obscured and treacherous as we're traveling this afternoon. However, in terms of action, it's all into the north. All the showers that we have been seeing are really just developed into the northern side as of right now, so we're on the dry side. But we will start to see some more of those drizzles and even some showers rolling into the rest of our afternoon. But just know that the clouds are not going to go anywhere throughout the rest of today. So this dreary scene that we have right here, the Sleepy Hollow-esque type of look, is really what it's going to be throughout the rest of our Christmas Eve. However, we will at least be into the middle 40s as we go in throughout the rest of today. But in terms of commutes, well, once again, the low visibility and the slick roads throughout the rest of the afternoon are going to be making things a bit treacherous in terms of impacts. So once again, just take it easy, be slow. You will get to your destination. Just make sure that you're being safe about it. Now, as we get into about the 5 p.m. commutes, we're looking at a bit more scattered showers, more widespread here in southern Wisconsin as we go into those middle 40s in terms of temperatures. Going into tonight, we're going to take a while to start to really drop in temperatures. As we see, we're not really going to see those 30s until we get into about Saturday morning. We're going to be drying out, but then after Saturday morning into Saturday afternoon, that's where we're going to be starting to see a bit of those more sunshine starting to roll in for us. But for our Christmas Day forecast, we are looking at 40 degrees to be our high for tomorrow. Clouds are going to be clearing out. We're looking at more sunshine as we get into the rest of our Christmas Day. Then after Christmas Day, we're looking back at seeing some more mixes rolling in for Sunday and going into our Tuesday as well. As temperatures will start to drop, heading into those 30s, welcoming in the new year into those 20s. On top of that, we're going back to more seasonable temperatures, so definitely enjoy these 40s while we have it, and we're looking for some messy conditions for the next few days, Brad.
Julian, I got 2 things for you. First, that Christmas sweater is awesome.
Thank you.
Fire,
I appreciate
as the kids say. But the other thing is, what are your plans tonight for Christmas Eve?
Ooh, I have no idea. I guess I'm just going to have to make some cookies and watch my own little Christmas movie. That's probably what I'm going to have to do tonight.
I love it. I love it. Thanks so much, Julian. All right, there's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, Howard's working on something special for tomorrow morning in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Make sure to tune in.
Looking for a no-stress breakfast to serve everyone on Christmas morning? We've got it, and boy, is it good.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
So, change of plans. We'll be spending the holidays at your place.
Oh, yay. Everyone remember what you're supposed to grab?
We're Santa's little helpers. Some might call us elves, but Santa's little helpers is what we call ourselves. We're Santa's little helpers, and if you want to know, there's nowhere else on earth that we will ever go.
Need last-minute gifts? We've got you covered. Save big money at Menards.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers, and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
After an accident, if you want to win, time is not on your side. Every second you wait, the less your case may be worth, which is why what you do next is critically important. You may have only one chance to get this right. So put a powerful law firm on your side, one the insurance companies have dealt with before. Call Hupy and Abraham right now. Tell the insurance company you mean business.
Chevy is taking people lots of places this holiday.
We're going sledding!
We're going to find the perfect tree.
We're going to Nana.
Let your Chevy dealer take you there with Chevy Red Tags, where the price you see is the price you pay.
Happy holidays from Chevy.
Find new places, find new roads. Or find your Red Tag and you may qualify for $500 bonus cash on all Silverado Crew Cab pickups. That's on top of most other offers. New models are arriving weekly. Secure yours today. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Here's to the holidays. Here's to the casserole queens and Santas who saute. To the turkeys brined in beer, and well, just beer. To the ones who do the most, and the ones who do the least. To the classic traditions, and whatever you call this one. This year, no matter how you holiday, Festival has you covered. Festival Foods, a Wisconsin tradition since 1946.
Right about now, you probably have a ton of things on your plate. Things like wrapping those last-minute gifts and getting everything together for Christmas Eve dinner. So to help make the next 24 hours a little easier, we have a simple French toast bake that you can make this afternoon and bake tomorrow morning. Here's how it's done. We begin by slicing a French bread into thick slices and placing them in a single layer in a baking dish. Now in a large bowl, we whisk together some eggnog, vanilla, a handful of eggs, a bit of nutmeg, cinnamon, and a little salt. We pour this flavor pack mixture over the bread and let it soak up all the creamy goodness. All that's left to do is cover it and pop it in the fridge. After a couple of hours, I like to turn each slice over, which will ensure the bread gets soaked evenly. Come morning, we just uncover it and pop it in the oven until the center is set. Imagine being able to serve a fancy holiday festive breakfast without breaking a sweat. Drizzle on some maple syrup and you're good to go. To get this easy make-ahead recipe for eggnog French toast bake, simply visit our website. Hey, Cal, have a little break.
Thanks.
I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a sweet and stress-free way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Taking a final look at our weather, well, we got to talk about Christmas Day. So here's our Christmas Day forecast, folks. Just know we're not looking at a white Christmas, but we are still looking at some pretty decent conditions for us. As we can see, this is what things are going to be shaping up for our Christmas Day. We're looking for our high to be around 40 degrees. Any kind of precipitation that may carry overnight is going to be ending pretty early. Then we're looking for those skies to start to clear up, giving us some partly sunny conditions for us throughout the afternoon, but we are staying into those 40s, which is a nice thing about it. But if you are dreaming of a white Christmas, again, no, we are not seeing any kind of snow here in southern Wisconsin. That is all but a dream for us. But the three things we are going to need to know is that mild temperatures will stick around throughout the rest of our weekend, but then we're looking for changes coming as we go into next week. Seasonably cold will be back, and on top of it, we are looking at a mess as mixes will be coming in from Sunday and carrying into Tuesday. And again, we have a chance of seeing some snow showers rolling into Thursday. But we are welcoming in the new year with seasonable temperatures below freezing. So it's definitely going to feel a lot like Wisconsin, Brad.
All right, thanks so much, Julian. And thanks so much for joining us. Merry Christmas Eve, and we'll see you tonight at 5.